Today we're going to be making a Mediterranean turkey burger with tzatziki sauce or slaw. If you're not sure what tzatziki is
Sir, we can't hear you.
okay. I'm gonna bring my camera guy a little closer.
Yes.
Sorry, camera woman a little closer. And then I'll just have a push back and forth from it. Okay, so to start over again, welcome to another Wild Wednesday evening edition. I'm your host or your chef for the evening, Chef Reggie, coming live from downtown Atlanta at the Good Samaritan Center in the Test Kitchen. Today, we'll be making a Mediterranean turkey burger with a Tzatziki Slaw. Now, tzatziki is a sauce that's found in Greek and Mediterranean cuisine. It's more used as a condiment for a lot of different things. That has the base of yogurt, lemon juice, dill or mint, garlic, paprika, salt, pepper, things like that. So the turkey burger, we're gonna do it on a grill, but we're gonna use a griddle that's found in the house that we can use. Already starting to preheat it. It's on about medium right now. And we're just gonna let that heat up while we start on the slaw. Then we're gonna make the burger, pouring the burgers into patties, roll them off, plate it up, have fun while we do it, okay? So to start, we're gonna start with the tzatziki sauce. Now the slaw is gonna consist of this right here, which is cabbage. I actually chose a Napa cabbage. It's gonna have a little bit more ridges in it. It's just the way it's made compared to regular cabbage or a bok choy, but any kind of cabbage you would pretty much do. This is a little bit softer as well. I have some grated cucumber. It's half a cucumber, but I also say some of the cucumber water itself that we're gonna add to the sauce as well, or the slaw. We also have some lemon juice. I added a little bit of the zest of the lemon as well, just to make it more, give it more of a brighter or a fresher taste. Fresh dill. We're using dill instead of the mint. And then a little bit of black pepper to taste. All right. So to get started, this right here is about a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup of Greek plain yogurt. Nothing else is in it. This is a low fat yogurt, so that means that we actually are using skim milk in it instead of the whole fat milk in it. All right. And then from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our dill in. We're gonna add our lemon juice and our lemons, and just a little bit of our cucumber water. Now I'm gonna stir all that together, just to bind it all, just so everything is evenly distributed in it. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna add my crushed black pepper just to taste. Get another little mix just to make sure that the black pepper gets evenly distributed through it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save some of it. I have this squeeze bottle that already has some of it in it. Now, I would say use a a funnel. Slide this off the edge just like that. That's why I'm always wearing gloves. As you see, the grill's starting to heat up. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the one that we put in the squeeze bottle to the side. Got a little top board, out of sight, out of mind. We don't want to worry about that right now. Now, we have our cabbage here, our Napa cabbage. Go ahead and add our cucumber. A little bit of the cucumber water. And then our dressing. And we just kind of like pour that around the sides of it. Okay, you never want to pour it straight on it. More to the sides. If you pour it straight on it, then it becomes very heavy, and we want it kind of light. So we're just gonna Turn it. Now, could we have used red cabbage in there as well? Absolutely. Could we added some red peppers or roasted red peppers? Yes. I always like to tell any of my classes that the recipe itself is nothing but a blueprint, but you can always add or take things out to make it into your own. So just like that, everything has been evenly mixed through. I'll put that to the side. Now, turkey. The recipe calls for 2 pounds of turkey, but what we're gonna do, since it's just me and my camera woman, I'm only gonna do a pound of turkey meat, and that way it's just a little bit easier. So to start out, we got our turkey meat. We're gonna put half a cup of spinach that's been chopped up. Now this is just a rough chop on it. You can always just break it up a little bit more if you want it kind of smaller or finer. We're gonna add an eighth of a cup of diced onions, red onions. We're gonna add 1 clove of garlic. You can add a little bit more if you like a little more of a kick. We're gonna add our smoked paprika, which is gonna be right around about half a teaspoon, about there. We're gonna add half a tablespoon of our fresh oregano. Now the thing about oregano, oregano, mint, basil, tarragon, things like that, you want to kind of like cut those at the last minute. Otherwise, they'll start doing like this and start oxidizing and actually start turning black. Another thing that you want to make sure you do is don't overwork or overcut your mint, basil, tarragon, or oregano, because what will happen is if you bruise it up, then it's going to turn black fast as well. So a few little cuts in it or just hand pick it is your best option to go with that, okay? Now, so we got everything in there so far. We're gonna add our black pepper. Nice little amount of black pepper just to taste. Never can go wrong with black pepper. We're gonna put a fourth of a teaspoon of salt. We're not adding a lot of salt to this, right? Because we're trying to watch how we eat. And we're using the herbs and the spices and everything to be the flavor for us. From there, all we're gonna do is just kind of fold it and mix it together. Not trying to overwork it. All right, from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna split this off into 4 portions. So I split that just straight in half, squeeze it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're just gonna mold them. I like to press down in the middle. And then once I press down, I kind of slide it at the same time, just like that. Slide, slide. And that's gonna spread it out. So that way, when it starts cooking, it's gonna shrink up a little bit. It still have some area for us for our burgers itself. With it being summertime, I know a lot of people are going to cookouts and barbecues and pool parties, and I know there's a lot of salty foods and smoked foods going on right now. So trying to have a little bit of a healthier option for us. Also, this turkey is actually 97% lean. Um, Now, could we have went with one that had a little bit more fat content? Yes, fat is flavor, but we're trying to get healthy and summertime fine. So as you see, all of them I'm doing the same way. Pressing it down, sliding it out. There we go. Change my gloves real quick. As you can see, the grill is already hot, smoking. We're gonna heat it with a little bit of pan spray. It's gonna smoke out a little bit more. Just like that. From there, we're gonna take each one of our burgers. Now remember, you didn't see me add any more salt to it as I put it on the grill. Because we added our salt and our pepper when we were doing our mix on it. Now the burger has to be probably around about anywhere between 4 to 6 ounces, depending on how much you're trying to eat. We're gonna let each one of them go for about a good 3 minutes on each side, for a total of 6, maybe 8 minutes at the most. Now, I'm a person that believes in let the meat do what it needs to do. No reason to keep on playing around with it, touching it, and all those good things. The meat will tell you when it's time to turn, plus these edges right here will start darkening. As you can see, it's starting to become a little bit more white than pink, correct? So that way you know that it's getting there, it's cooking. And then another thing you want to remember about using the grill is there's always hot spots on the grill. Hot spots are those spots where, and I know you've seen them when you cooked out, where one spot on that grill gets ridiculously hot compared to the rest of the grill. Those are your hot spots. The easiest way to find them is run your hand. You don't have to put it on the grill. Run your hand above the grill. Wherever it's the hottest at, that's where you know your hot spot is. For me, on this grill here, my hot spots are closer to the back. So I want to keep that in mind, that I know that probably the ones in the back are going to be cooking faster than the ones up front, which means that when I rotate, I'm going to rotate the ones in the back to the front to the back. Also, when I actually flip these burgers, I'm going with the grates in it, okay? I don't want to go in it this way because I got more of a chance of damaging the burger compared to going with the grates. Also, I'm not flipping it this way. I like to go under, just like that. It's easier for me to slide it. You saw that? I do it again. Sliding it like that. You see how it's lifting up? See that? That made it easier for me to actually flip it when it's time. See that? A little slide. So now that I did that, I can go right back in. Flip the burger over. Flip the burger. Boom. Last but not least, I'm gonna slide that there first. I'm gonna put this one here. See, this means I was messing with it too early. Just trying to make room for it. There we go. So these all have about another 3, maybe 4 minutes on each side. I mean, on this side here, we already starting to get a nice little color on here. Grill grates, but we're not overcooking this meat. All right. There's no reason to have a dry burger at all. By the time you think that the burger's almost done, 9 out of 10 times the burger's already done. Okay, we got to remember that when we cook any meat or any protein, that the temperature is going to rise before it falls. So even when you take it off of the grill, you want to let it rest, because what happens is muscles in it and everything is going to be super tight like this. Okay, just like balling up your fit. All right, you're mad at the world right now, but as you relax, it starts slowly opening back up. The same with any kind of protein. Once you relax the muscles in it, the juices distribute back through it evenly. And that way, when you cut into it, you can see the juice in it without the juice coming out. Or you see those TikTok or Instagram videos where they squeeze the burger and the juice start coming out that way. That's because they let the burger rest. All right. And that's what we're going to do as well. So now, I'm just giving my slaw another little mix real quick. We should always taste as we go just so we know the final product is good. All right. Now the thing is, adding the Greek yogurt to this is going to give it more of a little bite to it, so a little sour little taste to it. It's going to add another dimension of flavor to it as well. To add with the freshness of the cucumber and actually the moisture and hydration of the cucumber and the freshness and the brightness of the lemon juice with the lemon zest. All right. As far as these burgers here, these are whole wheat burger buns. I've already put a little bit of olive oil on these that we're gonna add to the grill itself, just to add some little char marks on it. Make sure that you always pay attention to when you're buying whole wheat bread. Make sure that when you look at the ingredients on it, it actually says whole wheat. A lot of times you might see enriched flour, which means that they have stripped out the wheat and re-added it to it with also other combinations of ingredients as well. So a little bit of dye might be in it, turn it brown and things like that. So that's one thing we have to be careful of. All right. Burgers are smelling good. I'm gonna give it just one little press like this. I'm starting to see the juices coming out of it, especially the ones going towards the back. All right. What did I say do? You see how I caught myself? Slide it just like that. Come out so much easier than me trying to scrape it. See that? Sometimes I have a listener with the same stuff I'm teaching y'all. Right? And another thing you want to do anytime you're using the grill, you never want to put your meat on the same spot where you just removed it from. But the simple fact that the area that the meat's on, like right now, this meat here, if I put another burger where this meat is, it's not going to be at the same temperature or the same heat as this area here is. All right. Anytime you add a form of a product to a heating vessel, what happens is it cools down. All right. That's another reason why when we start cooking in pans and stuff, when you flip it to a new area. That way you can get the same nice sear on it that you was looking for from the beginning. So we're going to take these burgers off. And all I'm doing is, before I take them, I'm just pressing them. And what I'm trying to make sure of is that it has a slight little bounce back. Now, if I press into it and it just kind of squish down, then I know that they're not finished cooking yet. But when I press into it, it kind of bounced back. You see that? Camera girl, watch this. You see how it bounced back? That lets you know that it's ready. So we're gonna take those off, push those to the side. Just let them rest for like anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. All right. So we're gonna leave those alone for the moment. Grill itself still super hot, but we're gonna go ahead and turn it off because this bread is only gonna take a hot second. Okay. Grill is off. And all we're doing is checking to make sure we get those little nice little grill marks on it. The heat that's already coming off of the grill, you can still see it smoking like it's on. It's just because this cast iron is going to hold heat so well. It's a great conductor of heat that I don't even need to leave it on. Matter of fact, after we finish the class, I can still come back later on, put a piece of chicken on here, and probably still sear it off pretty well. All right. So got nice little grill marks on there. Not mad at that at all. This one got a little diamond marks on it. Diamond marks is nothing but going from one way and then turning it at an angle, not cross, just at an angle to give you a diamond shape. A lot of times when you go out to eat it at steakhouses and stuff like that, you'll see those diamond shapes on there, and that's all it is. So we got our grilled bread. We got our burgers chilling. All right. Let's go ahead and start building this up. Since it's me and the camera woman, we're gonna go ahead and one for me and one for her. Start with some spring mix, but you can use any kind of lettuce that you want to use. You just want to make sure that you continue to add more and more vegetables to everything that you have. We added vegetables inside of the meat itself. Then we're gonna add more vegetables on top of the meat, but you're not limited to just using spring mix. You could have used, please don't use iceberg. Stay away from iceberg. But you could have used arugula, you could use more spinach, you could have used even some romaine would have worked well in this, some butter lettuce, some bib lettuce would also have worked well. This sky's the limit, but once again, like I say, this is just the blueprint. You make it into your own. So I'm gonna take a little bit of our spring mix. Just like that. These are some Roma tomatoes that's been thinly sliced. I'm gonna put 2 on each one. Now, somebody at this point in time gonna say, "Are you gonna put salt on those tomatoes, Chef?" No, I'm not. I know you want me to, and I know what you're thinking, but we're not gonna do it this time. All right. We have a few little onions, red onions that we're gonna add. And this is just to add a little freshness to this, plus a little dimension of crunch factor as well. Now, because we're doing Mediterranean, I didn't add any pickles or anything like that, even though I'm a pickle fiend over here. So, but we're gonna let it stay off this time. From there, we're gonna take one of our burgers, lay it right on top. Other one right here on top. From there, I'm gonna get in here with a scoop. And we're just gonna put a little dollop right on top, just like that. I know it's no ketchup. I'm sorry for the people who love ketchup, but we're not doing that today because we're doing Mediterranean style, and this will be a Mediterranean style turkey burger with a Tzatziki Slaw. All right. Close it up just halfway like that, just so you can show off to your friends. Okay. So that way they be like, "Oh, you trying to get fancy with it now? Who you been watching?" All right. Now, the thing is, you know me, I know you. You know that today is Wild Wednesday, so we don't just finish with just one idea. We take the same idea, and switch it into something different. So we're gonna take the rest of these turkey burgers right here. I'm just gonna take one of them. We're gonna break it up just like that. Okay. We're gonna take some of the same spring mix right there at the bottom. Tomatoes again. Add tomatoes there. More about cucumber. This is the same one that's been grated. And the only way I didn't tell you how to grate this, but all you do is just take like a box grater and just shave it. I used a English cucumber. I like English cucumbers because most of the time, if you ever seen it, if you're not sure what an English cucumber is, it's the one that you'll see. It's a long cucumber that's normally wrapped up in some form of saran wrap or plastic wrap or something like that. And the reason is for the simple fact that these cucumbers, the skin on it is a lot thinner, so it'll bruise a lot easier. Hence why they wrap them up. Uh-oh. But a regular domestic normal cucumber is fine. I just like this one because the skin on it's a lot thinner. All right. Next, I'm gonna grab some green onion. Green onions next, and all these were was just sliced up, just like that. Oh, I'm sorry, red onions. The reason I said green onions because I have some green onions on the side that I was going to add to it anyway. I have had an extra avocado just laying around the house. So I'm going to take a piece of that. Please don't do this at home. I am a professional cutting. Cut just like that. I'm going to add that to this side here. Could we add avocado to the burger? Absolutely. I know somebody's asking that. Absolutely, we could have. Next, we're gonna add just a little bit of feta. Feta's gonna act like a little bit of extra little salt for us, okay? Not a lot, because we're not trying to go overboard with this. Just a little bit. From there, we're gonna take our chopped up turkey. Just like that. Now you remember the tzatziki we made earlier that I put in a squeeze bottle? You're gonna squeeze some of that on top, just like that. And this tzatziki here, this is avocado tzatziki, which means that all I did was add one avocado to the tzatziki sauce and pureed it up. All right. So it's still yogurt based. It's just only thing is it's an additional of avocado inside of the mix itself. They changed the color of it just to be a contrast of color. All right. So from one dish, we made two different meals. We have our turkey burgers, our regular Mediterranean turkey burgers with our Tzatziki Slaw. Then we came right back and made a turkey burger bowl. All right. If you're not into the bread situation, because I know somebody in there's trying to figure out, hey, do I have to have bread with this? Could I make this into a lettuce wrap? Could I make this into a wrap? Absolutely. All those things would work in this situation. So tell me what you think. How would you make it yourself? Any questions in the chat? See if there's any questions in the chat.
Let me see.
Yeah. What's the first one?
How long does the sauce last in the refrigerator? Can I use a George Foreman grill?
All right. First, sauce, yogurt sauce like this with the addition of the lemon juice, I would say it will last anywhere between 3 to 5 days. Anything after that, it might start breaking down a little bit. Can you use the George Foreman grill? Absolutely, you can. You can use a pan if you didn't have a grill or a George Foreman. You can actually use the oven. Just put it kind of like on a broiler setting and let it kind of like just go that way. What other questions?
Someone says beautiful. I love it. Somebody else says they look so good.
Thank you so much for saying that it looks so good and it's beautiful and you love it. I just like to give y'all options, but remember, like I always tell you, that it's only a blueprint. All right, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. Well, it is a wrong way, but we're not going to talk about the wrong way. We're only going to talk about the right way of doing things, which is in a healthy form. Okay, could we have changed out the dressing to like just a regular vinaigrette? Absolutely. Could we have made a Greek vinaigrette? Yes. Stuff out the yogurt, put in olive oil, maybe a white wine vinegar or a white balsamic vinegar, all the other ingredients together. Make sure you have the oregano in there, mix it all up, shake it up. You'll be good to go. Could we have added shrimp to this, maybe a piece of fish. Absolutely. Could we have made salmon burgers instead of the turkey burgers? Absolutely. We could have made a shrimp burger, a black bean burger. Sky's the limit on what we use and how we make it. As long as we're trying to eat one with the rainbow, two heavy on the greens, three lean meat. All right. That's the only way we're gonna get right. I'm on the same journey with y'all. I'm trying to slam this down, trying to get summertime fine. So I'm with y'all on the same thing, okay? You're not alone. Any other questions, comments, or concerns?
Can you use ground chicken if you don't like turkey?
Yes, you can.
You mentioned spinach. Did you chop it?
Yes. What I did was actually did a rough chop on it. A rough chop on it means there's not any kind of uniform way. It's just you just chopping it up. All right. Could we have done it where we actually did something that's called chiffonade? Chiffonade, say for example, if this was spinach, you'll take a handful of spinach and kind of roll it up. All right. From there, you'll just take your knife and cut it. What would happen is it would turn into little ribbons. So if you ever go out to eat, matter of fact, let's just do it real quick. I'm only scraping it like this because I'm using one piece of lettuce just to give you the idea. But as you see, there are little ribbons. That's called chiffonade. A lot of times you'll see this with a lot of basil. Sometimes you'll see it. If I was gonna cut a head of, if I was gonna cut a head of romaine and I want it kind of thin, or a lot of times I might do a chiffonade to do a flash cook on collard greens. A lot of times I don't like them to be army green. I want them to still look bright and fresh. I want them to have a little bit more texture to them. So what I'll do is cut them really thin using the chiffonade method, so that way they'll still cook rapidly without turning them all the way dark army green.
What are the ingredients in a Greek vinaigrette, which you kind of mentioned?
A Greek vinaigrette. Only difference would be is take the same recipe that I gave you for the tzatziki sauce. Only difference is instead of using the yogurt base, you're going to use olive oil and you're going to use a form of vinegar. So whether it's a white balsamic vinegar, white wine vinegar, or just a regular white distilled vinegar, all those will work. The only thing is you'll probably want to adjust the flavors a little bit just to make sure that it's balanced out. Most of the time, I try to do a 2-to-1 ratio of vinegar to oil. So for every two things of oil, I use one thing of vinegar. Um, Now, if you wanted to emulsify and keep together longer, you can add a little bit of Dijon mustard. It'll act as a binder to hold it, or to, what's the word I want to use? Sustain it, to keep it together. Otherwise, you're going to have to do it kind of like you'll do with Italian dressing, where it separates, go back, vigorously shake it, and you're good to go.
And then can you use frozen spinach?
Can you use frozen spinach? Yes, if you use frozen spinach, though, what I recommend you doing is either heating it up, warming it up, thawing it out, and then making sure you get something like a cheesecloth, a towel, squeeze out as much excess water as possible, because you don't want that to actually start being heavy down on, I mean, inside of your burger. It's going to add too much moisture to it. Any other questions or comments? You didn't. Oh, and the person that said ground chicken, hey, you could have used chicken breast. It would have worked the same way. Instead of adding I would still use the same ingredients inside or on the chicken breast itself. I would do the same thing with shrimp, minus the spinach itself. The spinach I would leave off, but I would just add more spinach within the salad, or add spinach into the slaw to make up for that. But I'll still use the same seasonings in it: the salt, the pepper, the paprika. I might have added a little bit of lemon zest to it. I might let it add a little bit of olive oil and let it marinate a little bit, just so the flavor can start marrying together, and then cook it. That actually sounds like a great idea. Whoever came up with that, hey, you was thinking outside the box there. All right.
Okay. I think we have another question, Chef. How do you get the cucumber water? I never have water when I dice my cucumbers. Do I add water and let it sit?
No, the reason that if you dice your cucumbers, you're not going to find water in it. If you grate it, you will pull out the water in it. You always think about cucumbers; they're great for hydration, right? It's because it's packed full of water. The thing is, it depends on how you cut it, on how it's going to release. Another trick of getting water out of dishes is to add salt. Salt will actually pull out moisture. So if you ever had like, a lot of times you can have a cucumber tomato mixture or salad that's nothing but Italian dressing, cucumber and tomato. But the day next day when you come back, it looks like it's more liquid in there than you started with. It's because it started pulling out the moisture out of the cucumber itself. Dicing is not going to do it. Grating it will. And then once I grated it, I actually put it in a strainer over a bowl. And that way it just kept gravity, let gravity do its work and it just fell out. All right.
Okay, I've never graded. Like,
Yeah, it's a lot of things that we can grate a lot of things to incorporate it into our meats or our proteins itself, especially our ground meats. It's another way of sliding in extra little nutritious vegetables or healthy vegetables into our meals. I know my kids will not be watching this, so I can spill the beans. Like a lot of times, I have some of my kids do not like vegetables. Okay, I have one kid that loves it. I think she's about to be a vegan. Swear I got one that I call her fat because she'll eat anything. If I make a piece of paper towel taste good, she's gonna eat it. Then I have these two in the middle that they're the picky eaters. And what I do is I would take something like a broccoli and or celery and things like that, even carrots, and I would grate it and add it into my meat, my ground meat, patty it up, grill it off, make it for them, let them go to town. Because once it's made, they just gonna eat it. They're not knowing there's all these vegetables I put in it that they say they didn't eat. All right. Another great thing to put in is mushrooms. Mushrooms work great in this also. Um, and it's actually I'm a big fan of mushrooms as it is, so I would add mushrooms in it on top of it anywhere on this thing.
and then grading, do you remove the seed?
With all right, so using the English cucumber that I use, no, you would not remove the seeds. For the simple fact, the seeds are ridiculously small, um, compared to a regular cucumber that the seeds are kind of large. If I'm using that one, yes, I'm going to cut the tips off of them, cut them in half, take a little spoon, just gut it. Then from there, I'm just going to shave it. I'm just going to grate it up, put it over a strainer, let it drip, same thing. But the reason I let it drip is so I can control how much moisture I'm adding back into something compared to just adding the grated cucumber into it. And then it might be too wet. It might have too much moisture or too much water found in it. So I would rather separate it so I can see how much liquid was in this that fell out just off of gravity compared to me coming back behind that, squeezing it, and more is coming out. So that's the reason why you saw me separate it like that. I could add a little bit to if the dressing, for example, if the with it being yogurt based, if it's a little bit too thick, adding a little bit of cucumber water can thin it out some. All right. That's the reason to have it on the side as well. Any other questions?
Do you remove the skin from the English cucumber?
No, no, I do not. That skin is a lot thinner. Um, so it doesn't have that same hard texture as a regular cucumber would. If I was using a regular cucumber, I might take off some of the peel or the skin of it. I don't want to take it all out because for the simple fact that we kind of put as much nutrition into our body. Most of the time the skin has the most nutrition in it, so I want to at least keep half of that in there. Whether I use a ribbon shave, a zester that zest it into little ribbons, or if I just shave it and then thinly slice it and add it in later on, or I might even take the cucumber slices and add it separately into the slaw. So that way you're gonna see little light, it'll be like a light green and then a dark green, kind of like tie-dyeing through it. Any other questions?
Um, I think the last comment's thank you. Someone's signing off. No, thank you, Patricia. Have a lovely night. And thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Just want to ask again if there are no more questions, comments. Someone's typing. Let's see. Great presentation, Chef. Looks delicious.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I always love when you come on. Those recipes are always so different ways. We love that. I will try
Glad you enjoy it.
this weekend.
I just try to make sure that I'm thinking outside the box for y'all.
I love that. Thank you so much for considering, the audience. You have 2 participants who are going to try this recipe this weekend. So awesome. Great. Make sure to check our website. The recipe is on our website alongside the cooking instructions. But like I said, it will be posted in our newsletter, which will be sent out later this week. Also, remember this recording will be on YouTube. So you have, ample resources to look up and find the recipe. 3. Okay. Everyone, if there are no more questions, no more comments, you all are free to go. We will see you for our next WOW Wednesday, which will be August the 26th. Topic to be announced. Also, DSMES classes are going to open pretty soon. So just make sure follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and just regularly visit our website for any updates on our upcoming programs. But everyone have a lovely night. Chef, you stay safe. Really enjoy the presentation. You all are free to go.
Thank you so much.